Hi, welcome to Business Spotlights, and I'm delighted to be joined by Cameron McKenzie, who's the founder of a McKenzie Media Group. Hello, how are you, Cameron?
I'm not too bad, Yvonne. How about yourself?
Good, thank you. All good. So you're a founder of the Media Group. Tell us what media you deal in.
Well, we do a lot of different things. We mainly tend to focus on websites right now, but with them, we build them into different brands, which you'll see across LinkedIn and Instagram as well, with our two main brands being Only Cans Beer Reviews and the Music Mag right now, both focused on very different things.
Only cans, so give us a clue. What's that about?
It's all about beer reviews, talking everything from start to finish about beers, so it's a lot of writing goes into that.
And do you have to taste them all, Cameron?
Well, we've actually got a team of writers, but we do tend to we try our best to taste everything that's out there.
That must be a hard job.
It's a hard job, but somebody's got to do it.
And so what made you start the Media Group in the first place?
Well, kind of a desire to do something myself, start kind of building out something I can call my own almost, and it's kind of started snowballing from there. It's went from one website to the next, and then it's all kind of it's become a big snowball now, and we're just constantly trying to do different things, looking at opportunities of what we can do, and trying to build out the company just from start to finish.
And so what's your experience been that's gotten you to this point then?
Well, I'd say just more drive and determination more than anything. As much as it's taken a lot of work to do it, it's been a lot of fun along the way. It's something that I actually quite enjoy. And from what started off with OnlyCans, which was something I enjoyed, I started building that into other things and looking at different possibilities for other websites, which is something I also found quite fun. So it's been a mix of kind of determination, drive, hard work, and a lot of fun along the way.
And how did you get your first customer, or how did you get your customers? Is it word of mouth, or do they find you somewhere in particular?
Well, our customers kind of come from a lot of different places, so we kind of we base a lot of our revenue off of advertising. So a lot of that comes online through traffic, which comes from all over the world, really. A lot of things we're trying to work on right now in terms of growing our influence in kind of more localized markets, like in the United Kingdom here and the USA and other what advertisers would term as tier one countries. We get a lot of our traffic from India right now currently, but we start to see a lot of diversification in our income and revenue with the traffic. We've seen a big spike recently in traffic from the United States and from the United Kingdom. But in terms of bringing on SEO clients, that's something that's a lot more localized, something that's mainly based in the United Kingdom.
hmm And and so if I was somebody who's looking for a new website, you would be a good person to come to, yeah?
I would say so, yes. With the experience we have from building our own websites, it's something that we've opened the door to other people to say, well, look, this is what we've been able to achieve. Why don't you come along, see what we can do for you, basically. As much as it's building out a portfolio of us, sorry, a portfolio for us of websites that we consider in our working portfolio, it gives customers something to see as well, some real proof of work. And with that, we can offer up kind of the back end to it almost. We can kind of show, look, this is the traffic we are getting on our websites as well. So it gives people a real world example of what we can do.
I guess that's a bit that sometimes is missing in this industry, is it almost showing the so what, or the proof of what you do. So is that kind of dashboard or something that you present to people? How do you demonstrate return on investment?
Well, we look at a lot of different things. A lot of our different websites focus on different things. So we would show people, we would kind of show, figure out at first what people want to do, effectively what it is they're looking at, and we would gather insights and results from our own websites, from Google Search Console, from analytics, from Bing Webmaster, Yandex Webmaster, always different search engines to kind of show them what kind of traffic we're getting on our websites, kind of what conversions we're getting, what pages they're looking at, what people want to focus on, what countries are seeing, blah blah blah, etc. etc. We would custom make that to every single person because everyone's going to be a little bit different, but it would mainly be a kind of dashboard, a different analytic snippets based on what it is they need.
Right, okay. And so what challenges are there in the work that you do? What are some of the bumps in the road that you find when you're dealing with clients?
Um, a lot of it kind of falls down to not everything's done overnight. That's one of the big problems. Is as much as we've found a lot of success, it's not something that's done overnight. It's something that can be 6 months to a year to see full blown out results. And with that, it's a lot, not guesswork as such, but it's trial and error for a lot of things. So you try one method of work and see what kind of results you can get from that, and then you would kind of blow that out to either expand or refine on them to pick up the different points at which you find the success on. And it takes a lot of navigation, a lot of different work to try and tailor it to each individual customer. So, like for instance, with OnlyCans, what we initially worked on
Hmm.
was kind of high quantity of articles, and with that, it was basically spreading out a wide net to see what kind of traffic we would get, what kind of resonated, and what we found was we were getting loads of traffic from India, so we started tailoring a lot of our reviews to the Indian market to try and drive an initial like burst of growth, and
Hmm.
then from there that built the website up a little bit, and then we could just start expanding into other markets like the UK market, like the US market, and things like that, which we started to see a lot of success from. So it's all about kind of specific tailored approaches for each individual need, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess for a lot of us who aren't as well versed as you in these matters, it's a bit of a dark art. It's like, website, SEO is kind of important, blogs are a thing.
Mhm.
Lift the lid on actually how it all works and how they all talk to each other to make your website get as much traffic as possible.
Well, there's a lot of different facets to it. How do I put it? Basically, if you want a very basic understanding of how websites rank as such on, I'll just say Google for instance, and keep it simple.
Yeah.
Every website has got what's called a domain rating, which you can imagine is a rating out of 100. That's not something that's ever shown or ever been really explained by Google and how that works. So a lot of it is kind of guesswork. But what that is a main ranking factor on Google. And effectively, the way it works is if you have website A, say that's our website,
Yeah.
compared to Amazon,
Yeah.
Amazon has a lot of websites that link to it. Those links to that website would be counted as a vote, which would increase that website's domain rating. The more websites you have that are linking to your website, the more votes it gets, and the higher it would start to rank. But with that, there's a lot of different parts that come to it because there's different types of links. There's different. The more the higher the domain rating a website has that links to your website, the more valuable it is as well. But relevance is a big thing in that as well. So if I had a lot of websites that didn't have anything to do with my website linking to my website, they
Yeah.
wouldn't be worth a lot. So that's one thing with it. But with SEO is broken into about um, a million different things because there's so many factors. Like page speed is a big one that a lot of people don't address, and that's a
Hmm.
big problem that you can see with a lot of big website builders right now. So like Squarespace, that's a big issue that we faced with Squarespace websites. As much as they offer a lot of positives, that's a big drawback of it. Other things with SEO is it takes a lot of research because we use some SEO tools for keyword research to try and target different things that we would have a chance of ranking for,
Yeah.
which is something we employ with all our websites, but it's something we're particularly focusing on with our new projects. So that I could go on forever, but that's a baseline of what kind
Yeah.
of we're working with.
Because I guess a lot of people think, you know, I've got a website, job done, but actually, what you're just describing is there's just loads more behind it if you actually want it to rank well, that you need an
Mhm.
expert to get some help in. Is that fair?
Effectively, yeah. I mean, you think about it this way. Say you're trying to sell a TV online, try and Google TV and see what the top 10, 15, 30 websites are. They'll all be companies you've heard of that all
Mm,
have better SEO, higher domain, everything like that. And that will be there before you. And you'll be somewhere back 10, 15, 100 pages back. It's a lot of things that people don't. People tend to think, we'll launch a website, we'll see, we'll wait for the traffic to come. It's not as easy as that.
mm,
It's a lot of back end work. The having the website there is pretty much the easy thing. It's all the back end work that you need to constantly be doing. Basically it's all the back end stuff that takes the most amount of work, but we tend to find it's the most prudent as well.
Yeah, and I guess for a lot of people, it's just not their skill set. So there's I remember being on a website and having a look at WordPress and thinking, yes, this is not the way my brain works. You really need somebody who speaks the language and knows what it's all about.
Yeah, I mean, I've used WordPress and Squarespace myself, and I was used to using Squarespace at first. I opened up WordPress and went, oh my God, what is going on here? Just like, just crazy. But
yeah, I mean, it's good, but it's just the language that is unfamiliar to me.
It's one of those things. There's not really any. There's courses on website building and everything, but with SEO, kind of building SEO into that, and the importance of each individual factor, it's not something that is really offered out there in terms of education as such. At least with university degrees and college degrees, things like that, there is online courses, but it's more something that falls into experience more than anything. With this whole trial and error over the years of figuring out what does work, what doesn't work, and that's why it's good that we've got an actual proof of work with our websites as well, because it kind of shows that we're over that bound of trying to figure out what it is that works.
Yeah, I really like that the proof's in the pudding. You've got something you can say, look, we've made it work, and you can show it to people. So what's the future for the business? What's the aspiration? What are you aiming for?
There's a lot of different things. We're currently working on a lot of different projects with, in terms of revenue, quite different revenue to what we're looking at in terms of actual acquisition of revenue, different ways of getting there. But ideally, we'd like to keep on launching different projects each year, building out our portfolio of websites. That will obviously be a baseline in terms of revenue for us, but we want to obviously bring on more and more clients for our website building, for SEO, build out the company a bit more as well, bring on more employees, doing whatever we can, just keep on rolling the snowball and keep getting it bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Okay. And if you had any advice for somebody starting out now, given the experience you've had, what would it be?
Don't be disheartened. There's a lot of trial and error. Don't be disheartened. We've had projects that we launched at first with high aspirations and it came to nothing, but we took what we could from it in terms of learning, and it's helped us grow a bit stronger as well. We've applied that learning to where we can. So I would say keep on working hard and don't get disheartened.
Good advice. Sound advice, Cameron. Thank you. Thanks for joining us today, and I look forward to seeing your future success. Well done.
Thank you very much.